Welcome everyone. It's our Tuesday night team call, and we have a very special guest, a dear friend of mine that I met because of LifeVantage and this amazing company. And I wanted to introduce Joanne Shearer Parkin. She is a master level registered dietitian, and she has a master's level nutritionist with over 40 years of experience in multiple practices. And she was actually the head dietitian at the Avera Heart Hospital right here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, until she retired a few years ago. But Joanne has a diverse career in critical care nutrition and public health and nutrition, diabetes self-management, food and nutrition management. Joanne has held numerous leadership positions in the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics and was instrumental in development of the standard of practice for dietetics profession. That's very exciting. So Joanne is known as a trendsetter dietitian, having been at the forefront of numerous trends in nutrition and dietetics. Joanne is the creator of the Prairie Mediterranean Diet, Heart Puzzle Eating Guide, and the Healthy Kitchen Cookbook. She was the first to adopt a Mediterranean diet in the hospital setting and was a leader in promoting healthy hospital food. To this end, Joanne was quoted extensively in the Wall Street Journal article, Hospital Food That Won't Make You Sick. In January of 2011, a cardiologist from Sioux Falls invited Joanne to a LifeVantage presentation, and it changed her world. Joanne joined the company immediately and started building her LifeVantage business. Recently widowed at the time, Joanne was short about $2,000 per month for her retirement. She met that goal within the first year. She didn't stop there. Just 20 months after joining LifeVantage, her earnings in LifeVantage replaced her salary, and now she is a $1 million earner in the company. She's walks out of her windowless office, and she is fully retired, enjoying the life between Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Arizona. She is now remarried to her sweetheart, Jim Parkin, and he is her business manager and biggest fan and supporter. Jim and Joanne are snowbirds. Like I said, they love living between Sioux Falls and Arizona and living the retirement lifestyle. Plus, she is a pickleball champion. She is so fit. And for being, and I don't know if you can care if I say this, but you're in your 70s and you look like a 50-year-old or less.
Yeah, I will be 71 next. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is June already. Holy moly. Well, it's in about 3 weeks. I'll be 71.
Oh. So the reason I invited Joanne on tonight, because her expertise in dietitian and nutrition, and there's so many people right now struggling because of the recent lockdown and being on the quarantine. They call it the quarantine 15. There's a lot of people struggling with weight gain because of the 2 months not getting out exercising, and it was just a really an idea I had that, hey, for the 90-day challenge for our summer, let's all promote this physique weight management system, because it's a smarter weight management system that our company developed with some real science. And I want Joanne to explain each of the products and why they're so key, and then give us some tips on what we can do to really strategize our weight management and healthy lifestyle for the next 3 months. And I'm doing this challenge. If you want to join, get back to one of our team members. We can add you to our Physique 90-Day Challenge prize page, and you can be on there. We're going to give tips, recipes, encouragement. We're having prizes. And by August 31st, the person that loses the most weight that is used a physique products, then you are either going to win a physique system, or I'll have one other big prize that you're going to be able to be eligible for. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Joanne. Thank you for giving us your time tonight, and you can share away.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining and hopping on. And yes, over the years, I've had a ton of experience in weight management. I've read dozens and maybe even about 100. I lost track of how many research articles over the years that I've actually, that I've read and studied. And I've probably counseled, I'm not kidding, I bet 3,000 people. in weight management over the years. So I have a ton of experience in this area. And there are some 3 key things that I really learned from all those years of being in weight management and counseling people. And these are the 3 that I'm going to talk about tonight. I mean, there's more than that, but I'm going to talk about number 1 is that, and you all probably know this already, if any of you have tried to lose some weight, you know that losing weight is easier than maintaining it. How many of you know that? Huh? Raise your hand. Yep. Yeah, it's actually kind of easier to lose it than to maintain. Secondly, is that it's not so much, it's not as important as how much you weigh on the scale and what the scale says, but it's more important about where you carry your weight. So I'm going to talk about that. And the other 3rd thing is emerging. This is like some of the really emerging research is that a healthy gut promotes a healthy weight. Those 3 areas. And our LifeVantage system of products addresses all 3 areas. And this is how we do that. So let's start with the first one. Why is it that people lose the weight but struggle to maintain it? And there's a couple things. I'd say one of the things is that sustainability is one thing, because I think people go on some crazy, bizarre diets that are not sustainable in the long run. So whatever program that you choose and decide to follow in terms of an eating plan, nutrition plan, whatever that might be, just keep this foremost in your brain. Number 1, is this something I can do tomorrow, today, tomorrow, next month, next year? Can I still be on this eating plan 5 years from now? So you have to keep that in your brain, that this is absolutely going to be a lifestyle, behavioral program that you're going to follow, right? With your food. Food is key and critically important. So it must be sustainable. The other reason why people don't maintain the weight loss is because they not only lose fat, they also lose muscle. I was reading some statistics that said for, let's say you lose 3 pounds of weight and you're on a lower calorie diet, you're on this low cal diet, and you lose 3 pounds. Of the 3 pounds, up to 1 pound of that can be muscles. So this is key, because this is why people rebound and gain the weight back. It's because not only do they lose the fat, they lose muscle. And muscle is biologically more active. Muscle doesn't weigh more than fat. Fat displaces more space on your body. So a blob of fat is going to be, take up more space. But, it's just that fat is a blob. It sits there. Whereas muscles, you're burning them, you're working them, you're using your muscles, and they're burning calories. So the more you work those muscles, the more calories, of course, you're going to burn. But the muscles are your fat burning machine, literally. So this is what happens. People lose weight, but they're losing lean body mass. What does that do? That lowers your metabolic rate, the overall rate at which you're burning calories. Most of the calories that you burn actually are what the calories that you burn at rest, actually. So, and if you have, and all of your organs are made up of muscles. So the one thing you want to focus on is preserving your lean body mass. How do you do that? You make sure in your nutrition plan, you are getting high quality protein at every meal, at least 3 times to 4 times a day. And how do you, space it out? Some people will say, yeah, I'm going to get I'm going to get 4, I'll get in 50 grams of protein at lunch and 50 at dinner. But no, you want to space it out 3 to 4 times a day, because your body can only utilize and absorb so much protein at a time. One way to build your muscle mass and to get more lean body mass is through physique. Now, this is the old canister now it comes in bags. We kept the canister, so we dumped the bags in here, right? It's easier to scoop it out. So this is one thing, is that one way to help to build lean body mass. While you are you're losing the fat, you're going to build your lean body mass by taking a high quality whey protein, physique whey protein. So what is so unique about physique? Why physique whey protein? Because there's a ton of protein powders on the market. So if you go to your supermarket and you go look at the protein powders, and Jim and I did that, and we went to the Hy-Vee store, one of the Hy-Vee stores in Sioux Falls, and there's this huge row of protein powders there, right? And so there's just a ton out there in the market. So why would anybody want to use physique whey protein? Well, first of all, let's talk about why whey protein, for example. Why would you want to select whey protein and not pea protein or some of the other proteins that are out there, protein powders, soy protein? Why not? Why some of those? Well, because whey protein is made up of something called branched chained amino acids. Now, you don't have to memorize that, but these are the amino acids that are in whey protein that get rapidly absorbed into your muscles and help you to build muscle. And so that's why whey protein. The other thing is that I pulled up on my screen. Marilyn, are you seeing this here on the
Yep.
screen? Okay, so this is from my replicated website, and I've just pulled up some fact sheets on the physique whey protein. And I'm going to scroll down here and we're going to go look. By the way, there's great facts. There's such great information on all of the products. We have the best website ever on product information. I just love the content here. It's fabulous. You can go down and look at the label information, but I'm scrolling down to the bottom. I want you to look and see what the ingredients are. What are they? Whey protein concentrate. So when you go look at and compare other protein powders and you start pulling those off the shelf, like what Jim and I did, and you'll find whey protein isolate in these products. So why would our company choose whey protein concentrate and not the isolate? This is the reason why. Whey protein concentrate is like a whole food, and the whey protein concentrate has cofactor nutrients, immunoglobulins. That should give you a little clue there. These are nutrients that help enhance and boost your immune system. And there's a ton of research on this. And when I was in critical care nutrition and working in the ICU, what we would do is as soon as a patient was weaned off the ventilator and weaned off of a feeding tube, we would blast them with whey protein concentrate because of the cofactor immunoglobulins, nutrients in the whey protein concentrate that would help to boost their immune system. And not only would they get the benefit of the whey protein concentrate in building their muscles, which they lost by just laying in that bed and not moving them, right? They would also get these immune factors. And how important is that right now, where we are with the concern with COVID-19, right? To keep our immune systems perking at high gear. So that's number one, whey protein concentrate. The other thing you want to know about our whey protein and our protein shake is that it is all wholesome. It is clean. There are no artificial flavorings and colorings or artificial sweeteners. That was the other thing too when we were looking, Jim and I were looking at the grocery store. Of all that rows of products, I think we found one only one that came close, that even came close to being what's in this physique shake. And by the way, it's not a complete meal. That's one thing about those physique products is that this is not the program, right? Like many people will go and enroll in a weight management program. And then of course, part of that program is going to be they're just going to kind of, use products and maybe eat a meal a day. Well, this is a little different. These products are designed to help you, to support you in whatever nutrition program you're on, a nutrition plan, and to support your fitness program, right? It's, think of it as the third leg of a three-leg stool. You have the nutrition, you have the fitness, and then you have the physique products. That's the other third leg of that three-leg stool when it comes to your weight management system. So this is going to help you to build the lean body mass along with adequate protein at 3 to 4 meals a day. So you have to have higher protein content, right? You're going to have to maybe cut back on some carbs and increase your protein. For women, that would be maybe 80 to 90 grams a day minimum. Guys, maybe up to 150. But the physique can be part of that 18 grams of high quality whey protein, 2 shakes a day, 2 scoops a day. We make it into a complete meal for breakfast. We will have this with some berries. We add some full fat Greek yogurt. Fat is going to stay in your stomach longer and keep you feeling fuller longer. So we add some flaxseed, we add berries. I mean, I think it's berries. We mix it up, scoop of collagen powder in there too. So we make it into a complete meal. And then we will add maybe, I make homemade granola bars. We're playing pickleball. We're very active in the morning. We need a little extra carbs for the pickleball court, at least I do. I run out of fuel. So I make these homemade granola bars. Oh my gosh, I'm sending my recipe, Marilyn. So this is key. Remember, you want to keep the lean and lose the fat and add some weight training. I don't like weight training. It's my least favorite form of exercise, to be honest. But I pull my weights out. I have my weights here at home. I've been working out with my weights. I'm kind of I've kept a little bit of muscle there. So I've been working on it I've been upping my physique protein shake so that I keep my muscles and keep building muscle. Okay, key. So that's number one, right? And how you want to not just think short term, but think long term about how you're going to maintain this weight loss and manage your weight for a lifetime. So the second key point that I made in the beginning was that it's not just how much weight you lose when you look at the scale, and it's not how much weight you actually are carrying, but it's where are you carrying that weight. The weight around your middle, if you have a high waist circumference, and this is where you tend to carry your weight, and the belly fat. That belly fat is toxic. That increases inflammation in your body. It increases oxidative stress. It increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. In fact, increases, like I said, increases inflammation. And so we really want to target that belly fat when you are on your weight management program. So that's where we come in with our second. Actually, I'm going to go down here to a little PowerPoint program that I did here a while back, but all the science is fine. This is still accurate on our fat burn. So this is the second product that's going to help you with targeting that belly fat. Remember I said in the beginning, you want to boost up your protein intake, maybe cut back on your carbs and some of the breads and pastas and pizzas that you're eating. And that's going to help with preserving your lean body mass. And then and it's also going to help with the toxic belly fat by cutting back on some of those carbs, especially processed carbohydrates, target those. But the fat burn is going to really help you to lose that toxic belly fat. Now I can tell you, I've had a lot of experience with fat burn products over the years. And some of those fat burn products are actually kind of dangerous because they are what we call thermogenic, and they kind of increase your heart rate. It can put a little stress on your heart. That is not good. Increase your blood pressure. That is not good. You do not have to worry about that with this product. And so I was thrilled when I first started researching this. It's just phenomenal genius of a product. The active ingredients in here, primary active ingredients called sinotrol. And sinotrol consists of, let's see what it is. Sinotrol, let me see, I think I have it in here. What's in sinotrol? Sinotrol ingredients are citrus extracts, red orange, sweet orange, bitter orange, and grapefruit. There's also a small amount of guarana. But how does sinotrol work? How do these citrus extracts, completely benign and safe, right? Citrus extracts from the Mediterranean. Sinotrol works at the cellular level. It signals your fat cells to release the fat to be burned as energy. Genius. And it particularly targets the belly fat. So here's an example of a study done with 100 people, men and women, and they gave them the sinotrol, this dosage that's in here in our fat burn. And then they did this for 12 weeks. Notice that they weren't on any real strict diet, right? And they threw in a little 30 minutes of exercise a week. In other words, are really not, no really intense exercise going on. So what were the results? Because they had a group of people, like I said, there was 100 people, and half of them were taking the placebo. And these were the results. And you can see the significant reduction in the waist circumference of those on the sinotrol, reduction in abdominal fat. Look at that, there's almost a 10% reduction in abdominal fat. They actually had improvement in their blood sugars. Now, we don't know, I don't know what the blood sugar levels were. I think they were pretty normal in these people, but they had actually a benefit in their, blood sugar levels. Whereas those in placebo had an increase. Look at this C-reactive protein decreased by 23%. C-reactive protein is a marker of inflammation. Think about that. Marker of inflammation. Reduce the inflammation with this. Look at the oxidative stress came down a little bit. Glutathione was increased a little bit, and superoxide dismutase increased by 17%. So this is probably why the oxidative stress reduced, because of the citrus extracts in here actually had a benefit in reducing the oxidative stress. We know that protanum nerve 2 reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. Well, you take this too when you're on, take your nerve 2 plus this is going to give you additional benefit. So really, really amazing. And so this was what they found, was that the Sinotrol versus the placebo, look at that, the abdominal fat reduction, 2.5 times greater, and also the hips and the waist. Fat burning effect, in other words, they measured the amount of free fatty acids, almost 10 times greater. This is really a great product, guys. This is amazing. And I know people that have taken the fat burn that has had a significant reduction in their waist circumference with this, without making a significant dramatic changes in any other aspects of their diet. So pretty cool. So then the last product would be on the physique weight management system is the prebiotic for the healthy gut. So the prebiotic, I can't hardly talk about a prebiotic unless I also talk about a probiotic. So I got to talk about both of these because I think they're both important. Technically, this is not a part of the physique weight management products. There's the 3 of them, the protein shake, the fat burn, and the prebiotic. But this is really essential and goes with it. And for anyone that is going to be on the 90-day challenge or indefinitely, you need both. Really, you do need both. So why do you need these 2 products? Well, the probiotics are, this one particular diet from Life Antage has 6,000 colony forming units of 6 strains of healthy gut bacteria. Fantastic probiotic, nothing like it on the market. Contains an added ingredient called Wellmune, which actually helps to modulate your immune system. Another really critical thing, right? To help with your immune system as well as our probiotic. And then we have the prebiotic, which is the fertilizer for the probiotic bacteria. So I think the greatest example that you can give to anyone is the idea of the seeds in the garden, which is your probiotic, that seeds your gut. And then the prebiotic is the fertilizer, and that fertilizes the probiotic bacteria. Both are critically important for weight management. And I'm going to show you, I'll tell you this is why, because our probiotic has this amazing technology built into the pill. So it delivers the healthy bacteria into your large intestine. These bacteria, for them to really work for you and do the job for the health benefits, need to get way down into your large intestine. So there's something called the BioTrack technology built into these pills. So first of all, you get 60% of the bacteria surviving the stomach acid, whereas other probiotics, it's only 4%. So this is amazing, right? That alone. Then they get delivered, these probiotic bacteria get delivered down into your large intestine. So once they get there, that's where they do the biggest amount of work, is down low in the large bowel. Then what you do is that you take the prebiotic, because this is then going to fertilize this and cause these little guys to multiply and grow. They're going to crowd out the bad bugs in your intestinal tract. The fibers that are in here are not digestible. These are non-digestible fibers that don't get digested at all. They stay intact when they go through your digestive system. There's 4 different types of prebiotic. We call them prebiotic bacteria fibers in here. So they stay intact until they get into your large intestine. Because remember, this is the healthy gut guys that are going to get delivered down there. They're going to feed on this, right? The fertilizer. When that happens, that produces something called short chain fatty acids. It's like gut fuel, first of all. So good for your gut, helps preserve your gut integrity, which means that it makes your gut like work better, lowering all that inflammation that you might have in your gut. The other thing that happens when you take these two together is that when the probiotics feed on this, it produces anti-hunger hormones. You might have heard of one of them called leptin. So this triggers the gut-brain axis. These anti-hunger hormones tell your brain you're full. Okay? So this is a great strategy with the healthy gut. So you naturally will feel satisfied eating less food and you won't be as hungry, right? The other benefit of the prebiotic is that it has added amino acids called L-amino acids, which attach to receptors in your cells called the L receptors. Why is that important? Because that helps you with your appetite control as well. So you get for control of your appetite, so you're not as hungry and wanting to munch and eat all the time. This is critical, right? This is a key component for your weight management system, weight management efforts. And you can do this in the long term. See, this is a long-term strategy for overall health. So that's the key products. Okay, so what did we talk about? Physique weight management system is to support your weight management efforts, right? What are we trying to do with these products? You have to be, first of all, I want to say back up a little bit. You need to be committed and dedicated to making lifestyle changes, right? Because this is for people who are, where you're serious about this. You really want to lose that quarantine 15 and you're really working on it, right? And you're really now you're kind of like, hey, the sun's out, man, you can get out and you can start working out and exercising, sun's shining. And so you're going to really get with it, right? And so these are really going to help you remember you're going to what? You're going to lose the fat and keep the lean. With the protein shake's going to help you with that. The fat burn is going to help you to lose that belly fat. So what you should do with this process, with this program too, is Marilyn, you're going to have them all measure their waist circumference, okay? Have them all measure their waist circumference when you start this and see where you are 3 months from now. You will be amazed because that toxic belly fat, that's where you want to target is that belly fat. And then of course, this is going to help you with your appetite control. It's just going to help you lose the right kind of weight, won't be so painful, so you're not going to be hungry all the time, and that you're going to be able to maintain this, right? You're going to be able to stick with it in the long term. It's not something that you just do temporary and just like get on a diet, or you get on you go to this weight loss center for this program. This is actually something that you can really do at home, right? And that you can do in the long term. I just had a new customer in my retirement community, and she's ordered the physique products, and she said this product is key for her weight management. She said, Joanne, I take this first thing in the morning, and she said it'll be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. All of a sudden, she said, I'll go, oh my gosh, I haven't eaten today. Oh my goodness, I need to eat. So she said, this has made a huge difference. Just this one she thinks has really been very key and helpful to her, is this product. So make sure, that's my advice, take it in the morning because it can help you with your appetite control all day long then, right? So the other thing is that, Marilyn, you wanted me to talk a little bit about intermittent fasting and how you could incorporate intermittent fasting into this program and help also with their weight management and how that's another strategy The intermittent fasting program that I highly recommend is that that you do an overnight fast of 12 to 14 hours, right? There's different programs where you can fast a day, you know, or maybe you fast only during an 8-hour window. One of the problems that you have where you're only fasting during an 8-hour window and you're only eating 2 meals a day, what happens when you do just the 2 meals a day? You're going to get behind on protein, right? So you want to make sure if you decide to fast, if you decide to skip like a regular meal, make sure you at least get in, you know, a physique shake, right? And you're not somewhere during the day that you're getting at least one additional physique shake so that you're getting enough protein in there, because it's going to be awfully difficult to get enough protein. So that's why for older adults especially, I'm not a big fan of them skipping meals, especially breakfast, because older adults are really susceptible to developing a condition called sarcopenia, which is a muscle wasting disease. Up to 30% of people over age 65 have that problem. I really think that I don't have that problem, and I think it is because this particularly, and the fact that I work out with weights and I'm very active. So, but I work so hard at it. You have to work out. If you're on here and you're over 65, you got to really work hard to maintain that muscle mass, because I don't want to get the dwindles, you know. I don't want to be dwindling away as I get older. You know, I'm only 4'11", holy moly, will find me. So I hope this has been helpful for all of you here as you embark on this 90-day challenge to get fit and to get healthy, to lose that extra weight, convert that fat to muscle. That's the plan, right? Going to convert the fat to muscle, right? Okay, great.
We do have a product called NAD. I don't know if you want to talk about that versus calorie restriction. And then Kim Bloed had a a question in the chat about when to take the Vitality Stack. But go ahead and talk about NAD, because I can tell when I take my NAD or the prebiotic, I sometimes forget to eat. I do not feel hungry. I mean, it's almost like, wow, I have to remind myself to eat. And so I understand what you say about that, because all of a sudden you don't feel hungry.
I think with the NAD, it's interesting. I think because the NAD has such a powerful effect on your brain. And I think, again, I think some of the effects with the NAD can be that you just have this calmness and feeling better and overall, because honestly, and I know this from over the years, is that a lot of people are emotional eaters. They eat out of habit, or just like they get a little stressed and they're reaching for food, right? And so I think that that's a big part of it, how the NAD can really help with that. And I think that the NAD also has some kind of metabolic enhancement effects. In other words, it helps with utilizing energy better. So you're getting better utilization of the calories are taken in, so you don't need to be constantly eating more. So I think that those are the two things: effect on the brain and the effect on your metabolism as well.
Okay. And then I don't know if you want to touch on that. Kim asked when to take the Vitality Stack.
The Vitality Stack. You know, for the most part, I take Vitality Stack. I take that plus the NAD. I take the Vitality Stack and NAD in the morning, except for the probiotic. I take this at bedtime. This is actually, the probiotic is better taken on an empty stomach. It's still going to be great if you could, like Dr. Shearer says, and she said that, you know, years ago, she said, take it whenever you can remember, right? If you can't remember, then, you know, but I take mine at bedtime, and I take the rest of the products for the most part in the morning with breakfast.
Yep. And then did you want to talk about, Kim asked how much protein do you take?
How much protein on the physique? Two shakes a day. Two of these a day. Scoops.
How much can be absorbed at a meal, it says on here?
How much of the meal? Okay, so all of this is going to get absorbed very rapidly and quickly in terms of the physique protein. It's just going to get totally, completely, 100% absorbed and completely incorporated into your muscles very, very quickly. You know, within minutes, it's going to get absorbed and start building muscles. In terms of, you know, your protein, the other protein source, because if you do 2 of these a day, that's going to give you 36 grams of protein. You know, that's going to be probably for most women, that's going to be about 1/3 of what they need. Okay, so you're going to have to make up with other foods, whether it might be, you know, eggs, what's one of my favorite go-to protein sources, also extremely high biological value protein in eggs, any kind of beef, pork, chicken, fish, all of that's very high biological value protein. Tofu is great as well for people who are wanting to maybe cut down on red meats and eat more vegetarian sources of protein. I think that the tofu is an excellent source if you can, you know, incorporate some tofu once a day into your diet if you're more of a vegetarian plan. Those would be, and you can get you can download, you know, an app on your phone and you can track your protein and see if you're getting enough.
Okay. Then also, when is the best time to take the fat burn? And do you also want to touch on the danger of cortisol and that toxic fat and what that is emitting?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, the fat burn, I think too, you know, I remember when it first came out, it said that your largest meal of the day is to take the fat burn and take it, you know, try to remember to take it like 30 minutes before a meal. But now it's kind of the recommendations have changed. It just says take 2 capsules daily, probably any time when you can kind of work it in and remember to take it. That's my recommendation.
And you can take up to 6 capsules of the fat burn a day, is according to Dr. Fifi.
Yes.
I remember her saying that. And then there was another question about the prebiotic that Kathy had. You're supposed to actually drink, once you mix the prebiotic, you're supposed to drink it within 30 minutes. You're not supposed to wait. And why is that, Joanne? Do you know?
You know, I wonder on the prebiotic is because of I wonder if it's because of the amino acids in there. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Those amino acids, you want to, I think they probably maybe start to deteriorate. The fibers are probably not as much, but the amino acids might start breaking down. That's what I'm thinking once they're mixed up. Yeah.
It's best to take that, and a lot of times Dr. Fifi said to take that right before your biggest meal of the day.
Right.
But I like to take it right away, first thing in the morning. I take my prebiotics, so it is really a great system. My husband actually lost 35 pounds using the Physique, and he did not, you know, exercise really a lot. He kept eating his red meat and his steaks, and he drank his beer every night. And he used the fat burn, and he actually lost almost 10 inches on his waist from 48 down to 38. And it took him about 6 to 9 months, but he did it very gradually and has maintained for the most part. I think he maybe put 15 back on, but he really does feel a lot better, and he can tell, especially using the NAD with it. And yeah, we just don't feel hungry. It's amazing. So any other questions quick before we let you go, Joanne? It's been really, really great information.
Oh, I went over. Sorry.
That's okay. We'll catch the replay of the corporate.
Oh, wow.
Any other calls or questions? There's one more question. Let's see. What about those who are lactose intolerant? Went the whey and the protein affect?
There's a little, I'm lactose intolerant, and I have no problem with this because it's extremely low in lactose, a very tiny amount. It's not totally lactose free, but extremely low. So most people are lactose intolerant. Unless they're, you know, for somebody who has a dairy allergy where they break out in a rash and they really have a very severe, gut reaction to dairy. I actually had food sensitivity testing because I've had gut issues, problems over the years, and found out that I was mildly sensitive to casein, which is not in our whey protein, because dairy contains 2 different types of protein. Basically, it's whey protein and casein. I found that I was mildly sensitive to casein, but not to whey. So I think that a lot of people who kind of have maybe some gut sensitivity or sensitivity to dairy, it can be more due to the casein and not the whey.
Well, this doesn't have the casein in it, right? The new protein powder has just whey.
Just whey. This is just whey protein concentrate, no casein.
Okay.
No casein. Yes. So.
And did you talk about the probiotic and why the Wellmune in it? Did you say anything about?
Wellmune is an immune system modulator. It helps to kind of, lower if your immune system is a little overly active, it can help to calm it down a little bit, or if it's low, it can help to bring it up. what the Wellmune does in the probiotic is it actually it primes your white blood cells so that it makes them on high alert. So if you get an invader coming in, like a bacteria or a virus, they're ready to go to work and act immediately. Go to wellmune.com, and you need to read the studies on Wellmune. You'll never go a day without Wellmune after you read the studies.
Right, and it's in our probiotic, so that's cool.
And it's in our probiotic as an added ingredient. It's a little freebie thrown in there, guys. You would not. You got to read about the power of Wellmune. Since Jim and I have been on this probiotic, and with all the traveling that we've done, we've not been sick once. And all the traveling around the world, around the United States, on and off airplanes, since we've been on this, we've not been sick. Wow. And it's a combination of, just the healthy gut bacteria alone, and the healthy gut's going to boost up your immune system. But with the Wellmune, guys, it's amazing, and it's amazing stuff. Amazing. And a lot of people tell me they just have not been as sick like they used to with taking our products, and especially this.
Right, and that probiotic is in the Vitality Stack, and I don't know if you want to touch on the importance of lowering oxidative stress, and the omega is also, doesn't that omega in the vitamin D, but the omega product, isn't that also help with metabolism?
Well, the omega product helps with a lot of benefits with the brain and with your because it's high in DHA, which is an essential fatty acid for your brain. That's the omega. And also with the omega is that in every cell has a fat or a lipid layer. And when you get a lot of those omega-3s fats in your cell and that lipid layer, it's going to help. It's actually, I believe it helps your other products work better, because all your cells are going to be healthier on the outside. We want the cells healthy on the inside. That's what the Nerve 2 does. It cleans up the cells on the outside. On the inside. But we also want this lipid layer on the outside to be healthy, and that's where the omega comes in. And it also helps to reduce inflammation as well, omega-3s do. A lot of benefits of omega-3s with heart rhythms and, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think, multiple brain health, like I said. What else did you ask me there, Marilyn?
Well, is it help with the metabolism, and as far as...
I don't know if it's so much with metabolism with the omega-3s. I think that it's more, cellular health, brain, heart, all of that with the omega-3s, good for your skin. That's what. And
one more question on the fat burn has, is that also helping regulate blood sugars? Did I read that in there?
Yes. Because of the coffee bean extract, there's coffee bean extract in here. And that can help with that. Plus, did you see the slide with the Sinatol? Did you see the reduction in the glucose in the subjects that were taking the Sinatol versus the placebo? So there was a benefit as well with the blood sugars with the fat burn. And also we know that chlorogenic acids that are in the green coffee bean extract also can be helpful for that as well. Because
if you're, go ahead.
So even like, for example, when you lower that toxic belly fat, that helps to lower your insulin resistance. So that makes your glucose work better. Your insulin work better. So your insulin is going to get absorbed into your cells better and help with the burning of the glucose inside of your cells. So that's what's important about losing that toxic belly fat. That's going to help with lowering your blood pressure if you lose that toxic belly fat. It's going to help lower your blood pressure, lower your inflammation. COVID-19, they found that the patients that had the highest death rate in the ICU, they found that the vast 80% of them had these three conditions, and that was high blood pressure, obesity, and diabetes.
Wow.
And I would say it's not just with COVID-19, guys. I mean, that's kind of what I've seen in the ICU, when people, no matter what it might be, whatever their critical care issue that they've got, and lands them in the ICU. If people have those three problems, it's going to increase their mortality and being able to survive a real critical event, right? Okay. So it isn't just for protection against COVID, but it's overall, so.
heart health, and yeah, just overall keeping us from getting diabetes, hopefully, getting those blood sugars regulated and losing, that circumference around our waist, that toxic belly fat. Yep.
Make sure that when we were around, Nikki and I, and y'all, Nikki, I'll say Nikki and I ran a weight management program at the hospital, and the key indicator that we tracked was waist circumference. And that's before I wish we didn't have fat burn, but
yeah.
We had to do it just with, nutrition and exercise, and we'd have doubled it. We'd have doubled the loss of weight circumference.
What is the BMI formula? So if they measure their weight, what is the key there?
Okay,
their waist, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so the waist for women, you want it below, you want it below 30, for women. Below 30 for women.
30 inches?
Yeah, 30 inches, and below 35 for men.
And below 35 for men?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's a good goal to have. And it's a good, like you said, it's not so much about what the weight is. It's about, that.
It's where you
BMI.
How much of it is fat mass versus, how much is muscle mass versus the fat, and it's where you're carrying.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We're going to let you go, and we appreciate your time. You did an excellent job.
Glad I could help. All right. Take care.
Thank you so much, everyone. And I'll let you go, Joanne. I'm just going to give one more announcement. Okay. We have our performance club that just launched. And so June is going to be a great month. Remember, it's $100 in sales, $100 in sales minimum, and 2 enrollments minimum. So it does not matter if it's a customer for 50 and 50 or distributor customer, it does not matter. It's 2 enrollments and $100 in total new volume. So that is the Performance Club. I hope you all have a great month of June. We have the Flip the Switch promotion going on as well, but get into that physique page. And if you have anybody that orders any physique products, you get them on that page, and let's start the challenge. It goes all the way through the end of August. Whoever wins has the most weight loss or inches lost, we're going to give a huge prize, and they're going to have a great accountability group there for encouragement. So everybody have a great week. I'm going to wrap the call. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Take care.
Thank you.